Good afternoon, this is Dan Howe, PTI Securities and Futures, coming to you on Tuesday, December 6th for the daily afternoon wrap-up. Overnight, range was relatively narrow in the S&P, only a 15-point range. The Asian markets were a little bit down, European markets were a little bit fixed. Fundamental news was kind of tough to come by today. There really is nothing scheduled out in the U.S. Earnings news, AutoZone came in a little bit better than expected, although it did trade down during today. And Toll Brothers came in a little bit better than expected, and that actually did trade up today. During the course of the day, we actually had another issue. S&P indicated that they were not only on top of yesterday's down or putting on credit watch 15 of the 17 countries, although the other two were already either on credit watch or couldn't go any lower. So realistically, all of them were pointing down. Today they decided that they were going to do the same thing with the EFSF. And really, at that point in time, you got to wonder if the bailor becomes the bailee, who actually bails out the bailor. So we were thinking that during the course of the day, and but yet we actually we're up pretty good during the course of the day, and we started to sell off, but we still ended up, for the most part, up. Although the market has been mixed, and it's been a while since I've said that. With the high correlation of the market these days, it's been a while since we've actually had a mixed market. The SPX closed at 1258, up only 1, even though they're up pretty positive during the course of the day. The Dow closed up 52 at 12150. The NASDAQ closed down 6 at 2649. The 10-year note, the yield went up to 2.09, up another 4 basis points. That's 5 of the last 6 days that the bonds were down and yields were up. The dollar weakened a little bit during the day, but didn't travel too far at 78.52, down only 0.08. Gold, another weak day. It came back quite a bit when the dollar weakened, but it still closed down $1 at 17.29. Grains were up pretty good here today. So most of the other commodities, when the dollar was weak earlier in the day, actually were up pretty good. Looking forward, we have not a whole lot on the calendar. We have consumer credit tomorrow, we have the jobs numbers on Thursday, and Michigan sentiment on Friday, but all eyes are kind of pointing towards the ECB. Realistically, the minister meeting on Friday. During the course of the day, they actually let slip, or let me say, it wasn't a conspiracy theory. However, it appears that maybe they let slip the fact that they were going to let the ESM, which is the long-term facility to actually bolster the bonds, and fund that before, so they actually have the long-term, the ESM, as well as the ESFS that actually was in trouble for being downgraded here today. So both of those might be running at the same time. This is not official, and if it does, it might be stealing some of the thunder from Friday's meeting. However, Friday's meeting, the market seems to indicate that even though we want to go up, something good has to come from that meeting. This has been Dan Howe, PTI Securities and Futures.